Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. As each week, I discuss with you guys politics and up-running Democratic presidential candidate for year 2020. Alright, today you guys, the last video I discussed Andrew Yang and Donald Trump together, a little bit about Donald Trump, and then some information further about Andrew Yang. Today, I'm specifically going to only talk about pretty much the majority of my video, Donald Trump. Reason why? Because I found out, like a lot of you already have been probably, I'm sure, watching yourselves and found out that he is in the impeachment process of getting impeached. Yes. So, okay. According to CNN, just this past Thursday, Donald Trump, he lashed out against the whistleblowers, okay, for trying to reveal information about his phone call to relevant authorities. Remember about the Trump and, his phone calls and the issue about that and about the whole Biden thing? Okay, that's what that was all about. Trump stated that I wanted to know who's the person who gave the whistleblower the information. That's what he wanted to know. Then he stated, you know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? The spies and treason, he said, we used to handle it a little differently than what we do now. That's what Trump states. Okay, Trump, you're the one who wanted to try to do, dig up information about Joe Biden so you can possibly bring him down and hopefully in hopes that you become elected for president again. You've showed so many signs, so many, Trump, of corruption from day one that you've been in office, in my personal opinion. And the fact checker is constantly checking many misleading statements made by you, Trump, okay? I'm not surprised that you're going to be soon impeached. That doesn't surprise me, and I'm sure it doesn't surprise many of you guys that are watching as well. Now, according to Washington Post, I'm going to give you information I found out there. There's a record of 492 false, misleading claims by Trump alone. Okay, all of these appeared within Trump's first 100 days that he was president in office. The most frequent fact checker was on Jobs, and it came to 94 times of misleading claims. Can you guys believe that? Wow, 94. Then immigration was 68 claims, and then foreign policy was 67 claims of false, misleading claims. Okay, Trump also took credit for projects such as Ford and GM and Chrysler and so many other campaigns out there in which he tried to take credit for, you know, as he was in office as president. Now, if we just were to look back at the many misleading claims, you guys, we would get exhausted. I know I would. Very disappointed that this man has been in office as long as he has been in office. Okay, it's unbelievable. I don't know what took them so long. I do know it took so long. They were just trying to gather more evidence against him. Okay, they were trying to make sure to check all the, information they had out there so they can make sure that they had the correct information so he can definitely be impeached, we hope. Now, let's look back at Donald Trump's corruption, and the attitude that he has been having the whole time he's been in office. Okay? First, you guys, he tries to belittle President Obama. Obama has been in this man's name over and over and over again, okay? Stating that he lied about his education. And during a speech to the conservative political conference, remember, Trump once stated that Obama came out of nowhere. I know you guys remember that, right? Of course, this claim on the education and belittling him of where he came from, of course, we all know this is completely false, that Obama is an American citizen, and he always has been. So, I don't know what Trump was talking about, just trying to find some information just to bash Obama, like he loves to do. In 2011, there was another claim, which was on March 30th, and this was also completely false. And there were allegations about Obama not being from the United States, and he stated on Billy O'Reilly's show, okay, this time. And he says, if you are going to be president of the United States, you have to be born in this country. Remember when he said that? Okay, that was on Billy O'Reilly, remember? Then on August 6th, remember this, in 2012, over a year after Obama's birth certificate was released, Donald Trump once again, you guys, made false accusations, stating in a tweet, an extremely credible source has called my office and told me that Barack Obama's birth certificate is a fraud. This was in a tweet. Unbelievable, right? No, it's not unbelievable because that's just Donald Trump being Trump. Then in 2015, of course, there's another claim where he starts attacking Mexicans, stating that when Mexico sends its people, they're not sending the best. And they're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs and they're bringing crime. And of course, we all know what that, you know, what happened when he started making claims against Mexicans. It started up a lot of racial tension in the United States of America, including mass shootings, thanks to you, Trump. Okay. Now, then in June of 2015, another claim. Trump decides that he will have a wall built. Okay, we all know about that. We all know how that turned out. To keep Hispanics and illegal immigrants. Okay, sounds good, but not really. Not when have people like children being starved and everything just because you're trying to build this wall, and being held captive because they're coming over here refuge along with their parents. No, that doesn't sound good. And I'll say it over and over again. Anytime you have any children contained in cages, along with their parents, and women and children, and they're all in cages and have no food and they're being treated worse than animals, then no, this is not how America should be showing what we do to people that come over here for refuge, okay? But once again, he claimed Mexico will build this wall, and which we later find out that, of course, this was completely another false claim by Trump. Of course, we know that Trump, of course, he did not have the wall paid for by Mexico. Why would they do that? Nonsense, Trump, okay? Um, then President Donald Trump has another claim. There's another one on July 18th, 2015. Remember when he decided to insult a military service senator, John McCain? I don't know if you guys remember that one. I'm sure you do. A war veteran, stating that he's not a war hero. This is what Trump states. He's not a war hero because he was captured. Who are you to say that? I mean, but this is what we have as our president, supposedly president. I don't really call him my president, but the president, okay? Stating comments like this, you know. Steady says, I like people who are not captured. Those were his words out of his own mouth. I like people who are not captured. That's what Trump says. And those exact comments drew attention and boos from Trump's audience in Iowa. Okay. Donald Trump was once exempt from military after student deferments himself. So why on earth is he trying to put this soldier down that is trying to, protect America and doing his job as a soldier? I have no earthly idea. That is so rude and so disrespectful to our soldiers of America, of the United States that are there to protect us and go to war for us. But I dug up information about Trump and that he was, in fact, exempt from military after student deferments between 1964 and 1968, and a medical deferment for a, listen to this, bone spur in his foot after graduating from college. So once again, why are you belittling, one of our U.S. soldiers? Further, Donald Trump has been known to slur up some racial tension amongst the races, causing a lot of racial conflict since he's been in office. Many examples of that. Like the example when you guys remember when he told 4 congressional congresswomen known as the Squad to go back to their countries where they came from. Remember that? During a rally, Trump could have never been, so wrong in this. I mean, he listened while the people at his rally, guys, remember this, chanted, send her back. How can we not forget? Remember, they were just chanting over and over again, send her back. Referring to a Somalia-born U.S. Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, okay, that Trump did not like because she was after him. Even though all 4 women we all know were American and 3 were born in the United States, except Omar, but she was born in Somalia, but she was still a United States citizen. So why on earth was he going after them? That's how Trump does when he is, proved to be wrong, and he wants to try to make someone else look like they're wrong, and he's the one that's in the wrong and doing a lot of dirt. If Trump doesn't agree with American reporters, he's been known to tell them also to sit down and shut up on several incidents. He has been also known to cause bigotry amongst the women in the United States of America. He was once caught in a recording, remember that, of him boasting about groping women and stating, when you're a star, they let you do it. Once again, it shows signs of him constantly just showing he's not fit for a president whatsoever. Okay. Um, Also, another hot topic, and is about climate change. When Trump was discussing climate change and global warming, he makes statements such as global warming is a hoax, basically saying so many different incidents that you can read about and listen to in the media about him showing different signs of him stating that he doesn't believe in global change and that it's a hoax, global warming. And despite the many scientists who prove each time he says that climate change and global warming is very real, he continues to say that it's a hoax. Despite that, and despite the facts that climate scientists have repeatedly showed that global surface temperatures have increased in the last decades. These scientists, you guys, have proven this over and over again. But yet, we have a president, Donald Trump, states that climate change was a hoax created by Chinese to make the U.S. manufacturing less competitive. That's what so-called President of the United States, Donald Trump, had said. Okay? Couldn't make it up if I tried. Finally, after the many, many, many examples, and I can go on and on and on where I can write a dictionary, a book, a dictionary long, and probably several dictionaries long books of, that's real thick like a dictionary, of the many signs and examples of corruption when it comes to Donald Trump and his administration, okay? Let's not forget the many ways in which Trump is cashing in, as president. What president does that? He continues to profit from his businesses, and each 110 days that he was in office at first, Trump spent, at his properties, and they were used as marketing events. Can you believe that? No, I can't. But that's what has happened the whole time he's been in administration, you guys. Trump also cashes in his hotels, jumping from $33.8 million in 2016 to $60.5 million in 2017. And many of his campaign events are held at the Trump properties, according to thecheatsheet.com. That's where I got a lot of information about. If you want to find all the dirt on Trump and things that he's doing that's not supposed to be doing when it comes to money and business, that's where you can find it on. Okay? Along with other sites, because it's all over the media. In Trump's 2020 campaign, he spent $720,064 at buildings. No, $720,064. I'm sorry, at buildings that Trump owns, just his own personal buildings. That's how much money he spent. Okay, but yet we have people that's sleeping outside the White House, and this man is filthy, freaking rich. Okay. Since Trump's, still owns these properties, his family and him make bonuses every time he holds a fundraiser, okay? And there's just too many other ways that Trump in his campaign is capitalizing from being president that I can just go on, like I said before. He has Trump hotels, he has golf clubs, he has online stores, he has real estate. I mean, his family is just built off of wealth and will be for some time. Last that I checked, last but not least, the president, we know he's not supposed to be profiting businesses. Okay, we all know this. He's not supposed to be doing that, but he does it because he feels like he can get away with it. He feels like, after all, he's Donald Trump. They can't touch me. Well, I wonder if they can now that you're getting ready to go through impeachment. Do you feel that they can't touch you, Trump? And I wonder also how many Trump supporters are out there still supporting him. I know I never was a Trump supporter. I always felt that was a bad decision to have Donald Trump in office. And I just wonder, tell me, Trump supporters, For all you Trump supporters out there, I just want to ask you a quick question before I end this video. If you could rewind the hands of time of when you actually voted for Donald Trump, and I know you've been watching the media and been listening all over the media, online, on the radio, on TV, about the many incidents of corruption in the Trump administration with Donald Trump. And now, would you have voted for him if you have known that, with all this corruption going on? And if you had a vote, if you decided that you would still have voted for him, why? Why on earth would you have voted for him? But if you've changed that way of thinking, actually think that I would never have voted for him if I would have known all this corruption was going on with Trump, tell me why also. You know, leave your comment in the comment section. Of course, I'm just hoping that our presidential candidate of choice, Andrew Yang, I was trying not to talk about him in this video. It was supposed to be all about Donald Trump. So I'm just going to say briefly, we're ready for Trump to be, you're fired. I want to say that all evening. We're ready for Trump to be out the door and for Andrew Yang to become president. And in my next video, I'm going to give you all the scoop about what's new, what's going on with Andrew Yang, what's going on with the media, with the press, what are they talking about, what Andrew Yang is talking about as far as his policies and what he's going to be doing if he becomes president. We're going to talk about it all in my next video, okay? Because that's my presidential candidate of choice. One that does not have a bunch of corruption, a bunch of mess, going on with him. And we hope he never does, right? So, but one thing we can say before I end this real quick, that Trump was never a dull subject. Okay, it was always a hot topic with dealing with Donald Trump. You can't never get enough information about him because he's constantly saying something or doing something that he's not supposed to be doing as president. And he's constantly just putting himself up under the bus himself, so to speak, because he's digging a hole deeper and deeper for himself, of giving us the reason of why he should not have ever been elected as president and why he should be impeached. So, leave your comments at the bottom of the comment section. Click like if you like this video. Also, don't forget to continue to watch me as I discuss politics with you and discuss the upcoming presidential candidates, what's going on with them, what's going on with Andrew Yang. And thank you for watching. Please click like, okay? And thank you. Deuces.